Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about truckers gotta do what they gotta do. Doordash driver had to deliver Wendy's order to truck driver on side of the interstate. Talk about one of the most random places to end up delivering to. This one has gotta be a curveball to say the least. DoorDash delivery to a truck driver isn't that unheard of, but usually they're in parking lots. They're by certain companies that they would normally be picking up from anyway. They wouldn't be on the side of the interstate. This is a new one for me. So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for gig workers and customers on Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. DoorDash and other food delivery apps have made it possible for customers to get their favorite meals delivered to them pretty much anywhere, including the side of an interstate. That's the one thing that the use my location feature would actually be good for. In most cases, I would tell people to not use that feature because you could be at 1501 or 1333 and it ends up going to your next door neighbor or down the road or somewhere else, and it totally throws off the entire system. But in this case, there is no particular address for the side of an interstate. So I guess it would be useful there. But why have a delivery on the side of the interstate? Like, why not just go to a parking lot like every other truck driver? I don't know. While delivering to the side of an interstate may seem outside of DoorDasher's job description, a TikToker named Mick at Miksstuff said she recently did that in a viral video that has amassed over 65,000 views in less than 24 hours. The things you do for content, huh? I'm also gonna leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject.
So I just had one of the weirdest DoorDashes like ever. So I get a DoorDash, it says it's for Wendy's. It's like a mile down the road from where the delivery spot is. I'm like, okay, well, whatever, I'll pick it up. So I show up at Wendy's, I'm like, hey, I got the order for this person. They're like, yeah, it's just 2 water bottles. Okay, like not even a Frosty, you're at Wendy's?
Yeah, it's usually those orders that I'd be like, I ain't even touching that. Because those orders are normally a scam anyway, and the fact that they're bringing you outside by an interstate, I would be genuinely concerned for my well-being. So I'm glad she made it out of this okay, but that's a safety risk, to say the least. Though she found the order strange, Mick collected it and proceeded to the drop-off location. When she arrived at the address provided, she became concerned because it was a construction site and no one was around. A construction site on the side of an interstate. Not even an interstate where it's normally, you know, just generally busy or an empty parking lot. A construction site. You're gonna cause more traffic that way. That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh, this was a setup. I'm going to die here. They've baited me into an empty parking lot. Oh god, this is where it ends.
Like I said, I would be genuinely concerned for my well-being. Mick called the customer to confirm the delivery location. She realized she was not being set up. The customer explained that she selected the construction site because it was the closest address to her. Really, she was a truck driver stranded on the side of an interstate after waiting for hours for a tire change. I'm in the 18-wheeler, the customer explained. I got a flat tire, been sitting here for 3 hours. Yo, real talk for a second. If I was ever a truck driver, that would be the nightmare for me. Something happens to me on the side of the road, you know the company's gonna be up my bootang about it. You know that the tire itself is gonna take forever to get back to you. It's just a nightmare for all parties involved. After spotting the truck, Mick said she agreed to pass the water over to the stranded driver through a nearby fence so she wouldn't get in trouble. And she would be if she delivered it to the wrong place and somebody played some stupid game to win a stupid prize. That's a violation on her end. So I guess that's a smart way to do things. I personally wouldn't have taken this order to begin with, but hey, good for you. But real talk for a second, what person who's on the side of the road is going to think, you know, I've been stuck here for 3 hours. Let me DoorDash a couple of bottles of water to me. At least get me the full meal, right?
That was a very interesting delivery. I hope she gets picked up soon. Yeah.
I hope she gets on the road again. You know that person's not done working until all those deliveries are done. In the comments section, many viewers said they understood the truck driver's actions. Oh, okay. This is actually going to be interesting. These are from other truckers. As a trucker who has had that happen, I wish I did that, one user wrote. 3 hours doesn't sound horrible, but it is. No, it's 3 hours waiting for somebody to actually do their job and help you out. That goes for if you're just stuck on the side of the road because you're waiting for a tow truck or AAA. But seriously, 3 hours doesn't sound bad until you experience it. It could take hours to get a tow truck or a repair person, so I imagine that's why she just called in something simple. A second commented. I would call in a full meal. I don't care what anybody says. I would call in a full meal. If I'm stuck there, I'm at least doing that. I have delivered to a trucker on the highway also. Another said, truckers gotta do what they gotta do. That's gotta be hard to deal with, though. Like, imagine delivering to somebody on a highway. You gotta not only not miss the turn, if you do miss the turn, you gotta take an exit, go all the way back, and then take the other exit to go in the proper direction and then deliver it. And that's hoping that they actually went to the right place. Others commended the TikToker for being so helpful and expressed hope that she was tipped for her efforts. I swear to God, if this was a no tip order, I would be so tight. I don't care what anybody says. Like, if this was a no tip order, you should have declined it. I don't care if she's stuck on the side of the road. You're desperate enough to order food to your truck and you're not gonna tip your driver. That's just disrespectful. I don't care what anybody says. Honestly, mad respect for doing it for them still, one viewer wrote. What a pain. I hope she tipped well, another said. Sadly, Mick commented that she did not receive a tip. Why are you taking no tip deliveries? Really, I don't care what the situation is. She could be on fire for all I care. If she doesn't have the integrity and character to at least tip their driver for delivering it to them when she's desperate, then keep that in mind too. She wasn't just delivering food because she wanted the luxury. She wanted food because she was desperate, and you're not going to make sure the driver is taken care of? That's just wrong. You are 100% wrong for that. Unfortunately, I didn't get any tips yesterday. My area was quiet. I got 5 stars and 90% acceptance, but I made $8 an hour, no tips, she wrote. You see that? That right there. That's why you never ever deal with programs that are high acceptance rate. 90% acceptance, $8 an hour. Why would you do that to yourself? Like, really think about that for a second. Like, that's gotta be one of the most frustrating things as a DoorDash driver or a gig worker in general, where you put in all this effort, all of this extra work for this person, and you know what she did? Absolutely nothing. She gave you a pat in the back and a walk home. That's what she did. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. She was a trucker on the side of the road, and you know what? I'm sorry about that. I feel for her, but she should have tipped her driver. Like, not tipping your driver, especially in situations like that, where you know that the person who's delivering it to you is making $2.50 an order at best at times, and you're not even so much as throwing her $5 for that, knowing your situation, that's disrespectful. She should have declined the order, and that's the end of it. This order already had so many red flags on the surface. 2 bottles of water and that's it from a Wendy's, going to an interstate, delivery to a construction site even though she was on the side of an interstate, and no tip. Why would you do that to yourself? That is just a bad experience for all parties involved. And this is also a great display on why you don't focus on that acceptance rate, because here's what happened. She's making $8 an hour. She didn't get tips. Her acceptance rate is 90, so she's part of every single program in terms of the high pay order program and Top Dasher. She didn't talk about LOP. She didn't talk about anything like that. She said she got a 5 stars. I don't know if that's her overall rating or just that one, but still. But because she's not cherry picking, she's making garbage orders. And not to mention the miles she's putting on her car for that kind of money. Like, really? Why do that to yourself? If a trucker's got to do what she's got to do, we got to do what we got to do you to and decline orders that are bad. I don't care what the situation is. You may call me an unempathetic, heartless monster, but that's what it takes, unfortunately. It's not about the girl on the side of the road with her truck. It's about you making ends meet at the end of the day. You're not making ends meet with that kind of income. I don't care what anybody says. Not to mention, we don't even know where she's from. If it's a slow day, you need to start multi-apping. But either way, I guess you get brownie points for the concept of you did good by somebody. All 65,000 views of brownie points, really. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!